Okay, so who am I here with?
I'm Zack.
Zack. Is that spelled Zack?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Zack. And how old are you, Zack?
32.
32. And are you currently homeless?
Yes, sir.
Oh, and where are you originally from?
Tehachapi.
Tehachapi. Okay, how you end up here in Bakersfield?
Just one drunk night, one accident, and it'll change your life forever.
Yeah.
And just not paying attention like I should have been. It doesn't no here, there, my fault, their fault, nothing on anything. It's I'm older. I should have been paying more attention to my life. I should have been more focused. You know what I mean, kind of thing. And accident or not, like nobody should have been hurt in the first place. And I'm awake more, so now I can look out for rough seas make skilled sailors. Now I could look out for my little brother, people that I think aren't awake enough or aware enough of those kind of facts. And it's just natural in life, you know what I mean? None of us broke the world. All of us are just going through what we're going through. Like my parents' worst day that I could complain about, I think, what did people do to you to make you act like that? Because I know that's not you. You know what I mean? I know you've been around me my whole life, and that's definitely not you. So I don't really put things like that on myself, but I do on other people. That's another big mistake I do, and it kind of like literally like will make your heart hurt. But just not paying attention to the people that I love, little warning signs, but also, not being able to express myself and communicate, clearly with the people around me or stick through it enough is a huge thing. But when you are right, and you have to, you feel it in your heart. You're like, I know I'm doing something right. Like I pray every day. In 2.5 years, I've only missed 13 nights of praying. I'll wake up at 1 in the morning and be like, oh my God, I didn't pray. Like, I really believe God and Jesus is real. Non-denominational, I don't know who has it right. I don't think I'm right. I'm just trying. Going and growing, the kind of stuff that you guys teach us. And trying to live off edification. That's why you always see us with the cigarettes in our ears. Because someone will see us picking up a nail in the parking lot. We're not even thinking about it. We're just trying to be nice. What if that was my mom or my dad? Is a real big thing out here. Like, would you do that to your grandpa? You know what I mean? What if that was your sister? What if that was your brother? And same on good and bad. It's a lot of trying to help people figure it out. It'll make you cry when you first get out here a lot. And, especially from the kind of life I live, like I went from like Pismo Beach to Bakersfield to Tehachapi and in between, and saw a lot of different lifestyles, from living in a car to sleeping on the floor in a jacket while my mom's going to college. People just giving it. I got ding dong dish food on Christmas because we didn't have nothing. Like literally not anything to eat. By the time I was in 2nd grade, I knew how to dumpster dive for cans, and no one taught me that in my family. To buy my mom a Christmas present, because I'm just aware. I saw an eye at the store. I'm like, I know you want that, and just figured it out and did it by myself. Like little Aladdin stuff, using a dumpster like it's a freaking foam pit at Woodward. But then also, I'm a real finalist rollerblade at Woodward. They picked me up off the streets. They gave me the best job I ever had. Richie Velasquez and that whole crew. Red Bull, free drinks, all kinds of stuff. And they're some of the most beautiful people I've run into. I wish Woodward West would hook up with the university. Ended up going to prison for a little bit, and I worked out in the windmills. I'm tower certified. I was the manager of a 1,600-acre solar site. I was getting an upgrade from what is it called, Spencer Ogden, Odegen, whatever. It's a global hiring company, and for Duke Energy, like crazy. You know what I mean? About to be doing really good. And in between, like getting fired and being depressed and missing out some stuff with the NASA person, and just went out drinking one night, one time. That's all it takes. Not paying attention, and I love Deadpool, the silver guy. He says it only takes, to be here, it only takes 5 nights. Well, to be the best of yourself, that's a hero. When your kids look up at you, they got the light in their eyes and they're looking up at you. wake up, hero. That's you. And it only takes 4 or 5 moments to be a hero, to not go over there and do this or that, to go over there, to stand up for that friend that is getting picked on. Like the, little St. Jude's kids that are smoking weed. Some of them actually really need it. You know what I mean? And the army guys are the ones standing up for you, and you're like, holy crap, like it's all, you know what I mean? Like the devil's real, the devil is a liar, don't forget that.
Mm-hmm.
And, excuse my language, but a lot of us were like, we'll say a joke, we're like, fuck the devil, that's my shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go try to get get people that are lost and help them be found. And, I really like VBF. I've read Tribal Influences, and I had Firestarter and Polyester Suits, and I actually helped Ron Vietti do some of the church off coffee. People didn't even know. Homeless, yeah, $400 a month car payment. Homeless, just in the middle of everything, out on bail. Had nothing to do.
So, Zach, I know earlier, not on camera, we was talking about how you need to go see your probation officer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've been locked up before?
Yeah, a couple times.
So for the last time, what'd you get locked up for, if you can talk about that?
Yeah, that's a very polite way to say that too, because some people's stuff is just difficult to talk about.
Uh-huh.
This last time, my ex-baby mama, who we both had crazy lives, right? Nothing on me or her, but she tried to say some domestic violence, they tried to tack on like endangering a child and something else like that. I can't even remember. Depression's so real, dude. You won't even remember your mom's you won't even remember your mom's birthday. It's the next day. You just talked about it. 20 minutes later, you're like, you're in your own birthday. Depression is that real.
Mm-hmm.
But she got them to refile those charges, even though they were dismissed immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, there were some neighbors, some black lady that neither of us knew, and we're living in like the more Hispanic neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that they saw and they came out and they're like, hey, she called the cops. I was checking on her after I broke up with her.
Mm-hmm.
They had said some crazy stuff about the other person I don't want to repeat. And so I was just, happened to be over there. I walked by. Somebody, an Indian kind of guy gave me my shoes over there, my boots back. And she came out and came to me, and you know what I mean? Stuff happened. And so within 5 days of being there, didn't even go to court. They dismissed the charges. And she tried to get them to refile that same stuff. Mm-hmm. And this time there was so much stuff going on. They were shut down. They only let like 4 people out at a time. There's all kinds of, you know what I mean? Like I was there 180 days almost since November 25th, which is like, that's the day that my big brother is freaking, I don't know if he wants me to say that stuff, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like, stuff just really hurt your heart kind of stuff. Gotcha. Only day in the year, there's 2 days, you know what I mean? It's like we're hanging out today, and that's the day I got taken. Gotcha. And you're trying to do the right thing.
So since being out from being locked up, any steps you taken to get off the streets?
Yeah. So I finally got them to do a couple lie detector tests, and because some of the stuff I say they probably think is drastic, and so I finally did like 3 of them, and I said a bunch of stuff, and like. Lightest thing I said, and I don't even really like it. It kind of makes you sick, but I was like, I snapped. I was like, motherfucker, I've never done anything half as bad accidentally as the stuff that's been done to me on purpose, lied about and laughed at in my face. I was like, so I don't want to hear it. And then just, some other stuff, like way drastic, worse stuff. And the same night, my doctor ends up calling me, and they're like, hey, we're going to sign SSI papers for you being bipolar, depression, stuff like that. And I was like, oh, thank God. I didn't even know they talked to each other. Mm-hmm. I guess I had signed some paper. So I'm just trying to the churches give a lot of stuff. The clinic is here at Vista, Dr. Bear, he's really cool. He comes out and he'll do like blood pressure and check you and give you little headache pills and water and food. And I think some people even brings their prescriptions and stuff out here. Like there's little spots different people meet up, and that saves your life. But we really need something way better. Like the brotherly camaraderie was really like trying to jerk a tear. You know, if it was your kid and you knew, you're like, I can't go help them if I want to. You know, you knew they were a good kid, and then you see someone like the first night you're out here and you're like, I have no idea where to go. Someone just walks up and they're like, you're new, huh? You're like, yeah, come on. And you're just like, no way, right? And like, I pray that something goes really well for me, so that there's a ton of people out here that really deserve to just, have their world flipped upside down. But yeah, I go to Cal State now. The parole office had a really cool little job fair, and the university was there, and I study a lot for fun. I used to be the head of the law library for years with Larry Atkinson at CRC. I started going to college. I got out. I was at the homeless shelter at M Street. The staff there are really cool. They put up with a lot too, and they're still being cool. So I tried to help, like clean toilets and stuff like that. And I don't give my effort to anybody, So came to this parole office thing, even though my officer was kind of a jerk to me. I can imagine he's dealt with a lot of bad people, but he was really cool and made me go to that, and I got into Cal State because of it. They overrode the system with me out, so I could join that thing, and then ended up moving in with that girl. She got her stuff went through, and she spent her dad's like SSI money from him being dead, whatever, on me going to there's this venture accelerator with Professor Dr. Jeremy Woods, and that dude is he's crazy. So I don't know if you mind if I show that picture. Do you care?
Oh no, that's up to you.
So yeah, I don't care. It's me. It's what I'm doing. See, right? Being homeless, all this stuff is. And this is what it's like not having real stuff. So, Dragon Drift Rims on TikTok is my thing. I've been homeless for a while, and Cal State's trying to hold me up. The professor, all kinds of different people, like really putting it out on there, lifting me up. And I got stuff like this. So I found it in a dream. I was praying, and I had a dream, and I saw this. It's supposed to be the world, Greek god Atlas, standing on a Spartan shield, on a lion's mane, and the crown of thorns is gold. Then it goes over the hair goes over the keystone. It turns into the waters of life, and it's the 4 horses of the apocalypse running out of it. This one's supposed to be like a black angel, like black like your phone, with gold veins holding up the world. There's 2 lions inside of it, like male female baby lions. The crown of thorns is broken on Mount Zion. And then there's the 4 different style warriors drawing lightning and casting it. And again, the 4 horses of the apocalypse. And then the brake caliper is like a kingdom of light. This is one I'm doing for Anubis for myself. So it's like a male and a female Anubis. And then kind of, that's a little bit crazier for the brake pad. And then I'll try to find that dragon one really quick, sorry. Hard to be organized when everything's falling apart. Here's a finished one. This is my personal, so that's another try at the Anubis one. And then on the edge is what I thought you guys would like. So I did in Hebrew prayer, and it's shalom, or I'll just say it. So in Hebrew it says peace. Oh, my bad, it's upside down. That's why it's really hard. excuse me. So it's Jesus, Yeshua, birth, covenant, Elam. I don't know how to say it very well, but it's hope, seeing God's, whatchamacallit? Sorry. Peaceful, praises, Son, love, everlasting, amen, which is belief, stuff like that. And so I've just been sitting here trying to do anything I can to a little bit more forward, a little bit more forward. It feels like Ford and Maybelline and stuff.